I'm going to talk about how the Cowboys have done since 2000 without a first-round draft pick. Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys draft and how they do when they don't have a first-round draft pick. Okay, this is serious. Got a new cap, baby. All right, so we're in cap mode time. All right, so there's been a couple of times when the Cowboys don't have a first-round draft pick. All right, I'm gonna go over that with you and the trend that is not very good. So Cowboys not having a first-round draft pick, like this coming draft, we're not gonna have a first-round pick. Everybody's like, oh well, you know, Amari Cooper's our first-round pick. Yeah, I mean, that's something that you want to say to make yourself feel better when it comes down to the draft. But the fact is, you do not have a first-round draft pick. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about the Amari Cooper trade. You know, I like it now. I would give a first-round draft pick for him, so that was a good investment. But as far as the draft, we don't have a first-round pick. And since I'm going to talk about how the Cowboys have done since 2000 without a first-round draft pick. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, in 2000, the season before, or in the offseason, the Cowboys traded for Joey Galloway, wide receiver from the Seattle Seahawks. They gave up 2 first-round picks for 2000 and 2001. All right. In 2000, we didn't have the first-round pick. Our first draft pick was Dwayne Goodrich, cornerback bust. Very sad story. He was booked on manslaughter charges, drunk driving, killed a person. You know, on the road. That wasn't a good pick there. That draft class wasn't very good. So that was 2000. All right. 2001. That was the second. That was the other first-round pick that we gave for Galloway. We got Quincy Carter. All right, quarterback. Didn't really stick here. You know, the Cowboys were playing with a lot of baseball players. Drew Henson, Chad Hutchinson, these kinds of guys. Parcells came in here in 2003. You know, he got something out of Quincy Carter. You know, they did make the playoffs in Parcells' first year. But in the overall scheme, it wasn't a good pick. He, you know, flamed out, crashed hard, you know, got cut in 2004. So didn't really get anything out of him. So that was a disaster there. All right. In 2009, all right, the Cowboys traded for in the offseason, they traded for Roy Williams, the wide receiver from the Detroit Lions. All right. In that draft class, the notorious 2009 draft class. Everybody knows that class was horrendous from the jump. And it was headlined by Jason Williams, the linebacker. All right. Out of, I think it was Western Illinois. 3rd round bust. If you can even call it a 3rd round bust. But, I mean, didn't get anything out of that one. All right, so that was another bad move. All right, so fast forward here, and this seems to happen every 10 years. The Cowboys, it's almost like Groundhog Day, or you know, those little things that come out, a locust or whatever they're called. Every 10 years, you know, they're making a trade, whether it's Joey Galloway, Roy Williams, or Amari Cooper. So right now, Amari Cooper looks like a hit. It looks like they hit on that one. But what I'm talking about here is the Cowboys have to really watch how they build this board, you know, the draft board, and how they attack this draft, because, you know, as history has, I just laid out here what happens when the Cowboys don't have a first-round draft pick. All right, I'm not sure if it's something that the scouts and you know, player personnel and these guys don't get together, and the board isn't really built well, or did they feel, or was some ego involved in here? We're like, hey, we got Galloway. All right, the draft, you know, we don't have to pay too much attention. Oh, we got Roy Williams, the draft. We don't have to pay too much attention. Who knows what it is? All right, so you had Tom Siskowski, you know, the lead guy there, who's been here since Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson brought him here when he came to the Cowboys, and he's stuck here with the Cowboys, and he's been in charge with a lot of drafts. He's been in charge of that, along with, you know, Jeff Ireland had a small stint here with the Cowboys with Parcells for a few years, and then you know, and then we got Will McClay. So Will McClay, he's gonna get a shot at this. All right, and they really got to do good in here. You're hearing a lot of things about the Cowboys. All they have to do is take the best player available, and I just want people to be cautious about these kinds of things. All right, the roster, it is in good shape. The roster is in good shape, but that doesn't mean you can't improve positions and depth, because players get injured. You never know when you're going to lose a player. You got some players that are getting that are aging as well. So 2019, we gotta do good on this draft class, because history has shown that without the first round pick, they haven't done well. All right, now in 2004, the Cowboys, they didn't have a first round draft pick in that draft either, but that was something that they traded during the draft. So these other three instances I'm talking about are trades that happened before the draft. But in 2004, that was another one. They got Julius Jones from Notre Dame. Out of that draft class, Julius Jones was probably your best player from there. You had Jacob Rogers. He was a complete bust. That draft class wasn't good. So you have to be very careful in this draft when you don't have a first round draft pick. So I just want to pound that out there, let you guys know that there is some history there, and I don't know how the rest of the league looks when a team doesn't have an actual first round pick, how their draft looks, or how it affects the organization. But looking from the Cowboys' point of view here, the 3 times that they have traded for a player and didn't have a first round draft pick didn't bode well. They've Dwayne Goodrich, Quincy Carter, Jason Williams, okay, those were complete disasters. What we're gonna lean on here is Will McClay. Will McClay has done very well for us. We've rarely missed on picks. They do roll the dice in the second round. They have done that under his tenure. So are they gonna be a little bit more conservative here, or are they gonna move up? Do they do a DeMarcus Lawrence type of trade and throw in that 3rd round pick and move up and grab somebody, another key component that the Cowboys need? There are holes on this team, all right? For me, just, we're still early on. We've gone through some of the collegiate bowl games, but now we're going to head into the NFL Combine, so we'll talk about that coming up here in the next couple of weeks. But defensive tackle, I think, is an area that you need to improve on. That defensive line, you might even, at some point take another defensive end, give yourself some more depth there. But defensive tackle, I think, would be at the top. You may want to get another safety. Now, defensive tackle and safety have always been a topic of contention. A lot of fans always want us to draft a defensive tackle, and the Cowboys just don't like to use early picks. All right. Malik Collins is probably the highest that they've taken a defensive tackle in quite a long time. They took him in the 3rd round a few drafts ago, but he can't stay healthy. So Antoine Woods is a good story, but can he replicate this past season's success? I think he will. I think he's a good player, but you need more people behind him. All right. Do you want to get a slot receiver? Second round might be a little too rich for that. You can find these guys in the 4th or 5th round, even later if you want, or even undrafted. Cole Beasley was undrafted, but we'll see what the Cowboys do. But one thing is for sure, guys, the Cowboys need to really button up this draft board for this, and not repeat history. All right, do not want to repeat history. The Cowboys need to nail this draft, and we'll talk about all of these prospects, guys, in the coming weeks. We'll go over all the players that the Cowboys have met with at the Combine and pro days. You know how I do it here. I'm very in tune with who the Cowboys are meeting with various outlets and other people that I talk to. So keep it here for the latest draft news that's coming up, guys. We will talk about free agency as well. That kicks off right after the Combine. The Combine is going to be like March 1st to the 3rd or 4th or something like that. And then free agency is like a week away after that. So it's going to be here by the time you know it, guys. We're already going to be coming up on mid-February. And we're getting another week closer to the draft. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel good about the Cowboys going into this draft without the first round pick? Or do you feel like, you know, they need to be careful here like these other past draft classes without a first round pick? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think the Cowboys need to do with that second round pick. And as usual, guys, hit that like button. If you like the content here, click that like button. It helps out the channel, helps out the video. And I will see you guys for the next video. Peace.